The Ricky Proto Putter is here, and it's a bit surprising for a few reasons. We're going to talk about that today on the course, have some fun, starting off on a 206-foot par 3 straight. Easy hole, great for a putter. Ooh, that's got a little bit of beef to it. That's kind of overstable. But that fade means we are left with a putt on our hands. This is circle's edge-ish putt. Oh, no, come on. You can't give me the first one of the day. Surprise number one, this thing is really freaking deep, like one of the deepest putters I've ever thrown, which I guess shouldn't be too much of a surprise. Ricky is kind of famous for throwing some deeper putters over the years. He used the dagger when he was with Trilogy. He used the whale when he was with Innova. And if you're familiar with those discs, then you'll definitely see how they inspired this proto putter. Has a big bead on the bottom, much like the whale. Whale's kind of like a wizard if you haven't used a whale before, but it is a bit taller than the whale even. So this is definitely on the very deep side of putters. 300-foot par 3. Got to hit this right gap, have it fade to the left. Probably not going to have enough skip to get to the left with a putter. You really want a driver to get all that right to left movement. But I think they're a little overstable, so it should be good for this hole. Yeah, I mean, I put that on hyzer, but you can see that guy wants to get to the ground. There's a lot of times these big bead putters have quite a bit of overstability compared to their beadless counterparts. Oh boy, we got an early morning circle two look. I don't love that. Oh, and we come up just short again. The depth, definitely not going to be everyone's cup of tea. I feel like the majority of the disc golf populace that I talk to prefers kind of shallower putters. But I putt with the Pixels, which are also kind of deep. They're really not far off of this depth-wise, and I have good success with some deeper putters. And I power grip everything, including my putters. So if you're a power grip fan, don't let the deep dish deter you. I still have some success here with that grip style. 360-foot, par 3, bends off to the left. Yeah, like these are overstable. Look at that thing. Like it wants to fight out of these flights way faster than I'm expecting it to. And that's surprise number two. The beef on these guys, not quite as overstable as like an Envy or my Kratos, but well on that overstable side. I got to trust this guy more. I can really lay into this thing and I haven't really yet just because I was worried I was going to turn it over. Do that low. That's okay. Give this a putt. I keep seeing the numbers reported as 2502, though I couldn't actually find anything from Discraft confirming that. I think the numbers officially are still kind of TBD. These deep putters tend to be pretty glidey, but at the same time, that overstability kind of takes away from that max distance potential. You can get some good flex lines though, I'm sure, but we're not gonna need it because this is a 225-foot par 3, bends off to the left. We're gonna lean into it and trust that overstability. There is OB all past the basket river. We're gonna trust that we're gonna fade out before that. Put that out pretty flat, a little bit of flutter, but it's getting to the left. There we go. Overstability activated, you love to see it. We checked up at the perfect time to not go in this river. But I will say on these deeper putters, I definitely get more flutter than I do with shallower putters, like my Envy and my Proxy. And that consistency of clean releases is part of the reason why I don't throw the Pixel anymore. I still putt with the Pixel. I love putting with it, but I found that the depth for throwing, I was just not getting that clean release 100% of the time. Like with Proxies, Envies, Lunas, Kratos, I feel like I'm getting that clean release. I'm never getting flutter. But something about these deep boys, I don't know what it is, but instead of being a clean release like 99% of the time, it's a clean release like 80% of the time, which I just don't love that. 342-foot par 3, bends way off to the right. There is a river we got to cross. We're going to do a little Anheuser flex, see how it goes. So you can see a bit more of that flutter there, but we got the nice Anheuser line. Wanted to fade out there, but we hit the tree, but we're in a great spot. Cross the river, no problemo. And I do like it for upshots a lot. Like, I'm enjoying it, but I kind of have the mixed feelings about it because you definitely have to be in that demographic that is familiar with these deep putters because this is pretty jarring hand feel wise for someone who's not used to that deep hand feel. But surprise number 3, something that I think is very, very cool is the stamp on this guy. You can see it kind of has that ghost stamp of like a raptor scale, like a velociraptor, which is very cool. I mean, dinosaurs objectively very cool, and just the fact that it's a ghost stamp, I think it looks very classy. Now, I have seen people talking about how it's this like grip enhancer, which I don't really see that. I don't really know if that was Discraft's intention with this, but basically how the stamp works is that you have these scales and that's the stamp, but the space in between the scales is not a stamp. So it's basically like negative space. So it creates almost this like tread-like pattern on the disc. With that said, it's very, very subtle as far as actually holding it. Like when my thumb is just on it flat, I don't really notice it at all. I kind of have to be moving my fingers across it to really notice that like tread pattern. So wouldn't really say it has any effect on my grip. It's just kind of like a stamp, but it's a cool looking stamp, so gets points for that. 300-foot par 3, pretty open to start the hole, but then you got to bend it to the right, kind of flex it back to the left. It gets very wooded up near the basket. Oh, I did not flex it enough. Yeah, I'm still kind of figuring out the overstability on this guy. I keep getting surprised by the amount of overstability. Well, we'd be parked at the short spot. Story of my life. Someday that's gonna be written on my tombstone. Parked at the short spot. Oh yeah. Oh, I almost thought that was gonna go and that'd be sick. And surprise number 4, it doesn't have a name yet. Isn't that kind of odd? I feel like it's been a long time since we've had a disc release that was TBD on the name. Just Ricky Wysocki Proto Putter, which, you know, it gets the point across. Shorty, 208 foot, but it doglegs so aggressively left. This is another one where you really need that driver to skip, get that right to left movement at the end of the flight, but overstable putter. Let's try it. Looks great. Love it. Absolutely love it. Sweet. That gives us a look. And guys, we're finally parked for birdie on a hole in this video. It is truly a miracle. So should you pick up a Ricky Wysocki prototype putter? It really depends. I feel like there's a very specific demographic that's gonna absolutely love this disc. There's gonna be a lot of people out there who probably aren't gonna connect to it. If you like that deep feel, if you want something overstable, you'll like this disc. For me, it's a little more overstable than what I like for my putting putter. It's also more deep than what I like for my throwing putters. So it's kind of in that weird zone where it's definitely not gonna make my bag, but I could see other people liking it a lot. Let me know down in the comments below if you're a fan of these deep putters or if you prefer something more shallow or if you're kind of like me and you like that in-between putter a lot. And if you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate it if you consider liking and subscribing. That'd be awesome. You can follow me on Instagram at Flying Fajita Disc Golf or UDisc Community at Flying Fajita. As always, guys, I love you, take care, and I'll see you next time.